It says 4 o'clock. How about you?
Just now.
Just now.
Let's
It's
Ooh, are we?
She didn't warn you, man.
I'm sorry.
Scared him.
Good afternoon.
just
4
Good
o'clock.
afternoon.
Today is Wednesday, August the 5th already.
Hey, Mary.
Mary, one second.
Matt says it's going. So
Okay.
Oh.
we're good. Not here. He's doing it now.
Okay.
So remember,
We're
we
hooked
are
up.
on the internet. We are live, so.
Yep, we are.
Okay. We are live on the internet.
Check page.
Everybody smile. Hi.
Tommy Hiccups.
And you are,
Corey.
Corey, yes. I was thinking we had someone else just like her. Okay, did you sign this, Corey?
I did.
Okay. First of all, I need a motion to approve the minutes, board minutes of July 15th.
I'll make a motion to approve the board minutes.
I'll second the motion.
Okay. Motion, second. Do you have discretion on the board, the minutes, any corrections, et cetera?
I don't.
Okay, we'll go for a vote then. It is unanimous. Second, approve the payment of claims in accordance with the Indiana State Board of Accounts, Code 5-11-10-1.6.
I'll make,
See in the brackets.
I'll make a motion to approve payment claims.
Thank you.
Second.
Thank you.
I'll make,
There you go.
Okay, sorry, thank you.
so we have a motion and a second, man.
Yes, we do.
So you know.
Thank you, appreciate that. Discussion. On payments of claims.
Did you want to ask about the 811 thing?
Yeah, I thought we had 811 services in our in-house.
We,
I noticed that we paid quite a bit of money for 811 services. That's the reason I asked that.
I was thinking, and without a better answer, I was thinking that we had our people that do it, but that we still have to contact them and like emergency outages, things like that when our people aren't on call. I'm making the assumption that's what it is.
We handle it 24 hours a day now, but you still have to pay a fee into the 811 service. So every ticket that gets called in, there's still a fee.
Okay. Now, is that fee less because we do the work, or did we pay them more when
It's
they
still
were?
the same, but we don't pay USIC.
Gotcha. Okay.
So it went from what it was $18 a ticket or something down to cents.
Okay.
That's what I wanted to know. I thought we had it in-house.
All right.
Okay. That's fine.
Where's my claims? Yeah, they're down here. Okay,
Vote.
the next regular meeting will be held on
Oh, I'm
Wednesday.
sorry. We have to vote, Mary.
Vote.
Oh,
We-
vote, sorry.
Yeah, we did discussion, but
Well, sorry, mea culpa. All those in favor? Thank you. Approve of the payment of claims. The next regular meeting will be held on Wednesday, August the 19th, 2026, 4 p.m. Public comment. Do we have anybody public?
No.
Old business. Do we have any old business? New business, 6A. Approve Peru Municipal Sewage Works SRF disbursement request number 86, 6A.
make a motion to approve attachment 6A as written.
Second.
Thank you. That would be in the amount of,
65,583.
amount for this request, $65,583.00. Richard, was there something you wanted to? else you
No,
wanted-
it's fine.
Okay, thank you.
Good.
And all those in favor, please vote. It's unanimous. Six B. Approved substation 1 transformer price adjustment.
I'll make a motion to accept attachment 6B.
Second the motion.
Okay. Discussion, please.
I have one question about this, but I'm not sure if it's something that we can even answer. And that's just because there's the adjustment for tariffs and stuff. Is this one of those, because I know a lot of those are being refunded, whatever. Is that something we're gonna have to pursue later for a refund on the tariff amount? Or is there a way we can answer that? If not, I'm not that concerned about it. Because I noticed it specifically on this, I was just curious about that.
There's nothing that we will need to do with the suspension of the emergency,
IEFA.
yeah, and that it won't come from Niagara either. It's gonna be through the distributors that they purchase from. They will have to issue a refund back to Niagara, and Niagara will refund our
Gotcha.
$31,616 to us.
All right, awesome.
80 cents.
Have they committed to doing that?
They have, they won't have a choice, and with them being publicly traded now, their books are open. So
Okay.
if it comes down from the course of it, it's gotta go back, it's gonna come back to us. Now, we'll do what we can to keep track of it, and we'll use Dustin to keep them honest, but I don't see a problem with it. If they get the money back, I believe they'll give it back to us.
We ordered this thing in 2023 and are just now getting it.
Yes,
That's
sir.
why we
Oh,
ordered it then?
Yeah, we had very long lead times back then, if you remember right. We were
Do we
buying-
have that long a lead time now?
I haven't had to purchase a substation transformer right now, but I assume it would be similar. There,
Well, I was just curious about that because if they go to data centers or something like that and we had to hook up a lot of electricity,
I don't
we
know.
would have trouble.
They would be paying for that.
They would pay
infrastructure.
for
I'm
all
assuming
that.
they'd be buying their own transformers and stuff, to be able to
Yes, it
meet
would
their
be our
immediate
problem.
need.
Yeah, I believe Josh stated before that none of that cost comes from utility. It all has to be taken care of by the investors.
Okay. I just wanted to verify.
Okay, and that amount of the refund is going to be how much? 31,000?
Yeah, the tariff amount listed.
$16.80.
1680.
31,616.80.
Right on your sheet. On your,
So with reviewing this quote, only so far, only IEFA tariffs have been deemed by the Supreme Court to be able to be refunded. If they fall under section 201 or 302 for the steel itself, which it does look like, what they're putting on here is the majority, the 19,000 and the 2,100 are mainly steel tariffs, which would likely not.
232 would cover the aluminum and the
Yes.
copper as well, so that we probably wouldn't see that back either. And those predate even the current president, so those probably are not going anywhere.
And has this shipped yet to us?
It's supposed to be here towards the end of this month, so it is not shipped yet, but
So the IEFA Supreme Court may not even, if it's gonna ship after July 1st, that ruling may not even apply to this. So
Okay.
I would be doubtful that, and I could be very wrong, but I would be doubtful that we see a rebate on that tariff.
I don't think we will.
Interesting.
We'll
Okay.
help.
6C, long-term,
Nope.
Sorry, I was gonna say, did we vote?
oh God.
I was gonna say, a lot of discussion today for two items.
I know.
It's been a long day.
Sorry,
Okay,
Mayor.
vote. And it is unanimous, thank you. Thank you for bringing that up. I need all the help I can get. Okay, now we go to the long-term control plan update. And that would be our fearless lady leader today, Michelle.
It's just going as planned. There's no updates.
That's great news.
That's great, that's wonderful news. Thank you for bringing that wonderful.
Is the manager's report similarly scripted? I'm just curious.
Oh, you did a fine job.
Absolutely.
Number 7, city administration update.
Mayor had to cancel his meeting with me today where I usually get my information, but I can't think of a whole lot. We had the police put on a community event last night. I'm not really, I'm not aware of, too many activities that we have, lined up here in the next week or two, that I'll update you the next time. I just will take my time to share, I get a lot of complaints about the West End street, streets being torn up and there not seeming to be much movement. I think one of the streets, I see some holes patched, which eventually those are, well, I won't say much on that. But anyway, I'm getting, every time I go out, that's all I hear is that. And electric rates, but more about the streets and the issues with them being torn up. And I can share what's shared here at this meeting with them about, we're waiting on a lot of citizens, and tell me if I'm wrong on this, to get back with their side. It just, I don't know where we're at on that, if we put a deadline on that or not, but it's just really bad down there.
Corey.
Okay, so on the ROEs that we've been waiting on.
And you're with?
I'm Jamens, I'm the assistant superintendent for water wastewater.
Okay.
On ROEs from the customers, we had a cutoff date of July the 8th for the area that Watson is working on phase 1 for the lead service line project. They are now going back through and actually doing, past the potholing, we've done all of that part. Now they're actually doing the replacements for the customer side, which is what we needed the ROEs on for the ones who signed up for it. They did finish paving on 7th Street today, and then they started on 5th coming off of Forest. So as you come off of that curve, they've got that first section up to Chestnut paved. They may have done a couple on Chestnut between 7th and 5th. And then they were going to, depending on how much hot mix they had left to work with today, they were going to continue on patching what they could patch.
Okay.
We didn't have excellent participation from
That's what I'm
customers,
hearing.
and we actually had Jim Sharp, who is our distribution collection foreman. I talked to him before I came here today. We had 2 people who had signed ROEs who changed their minds. They decided to just not do the work. So when they don't go ahead and replace their line, if it needs replaced, at some point it's going to have to be replaced. I mean, that's the end goal of the EPA with this rule. They want it out of the ground. I mean, yes, the streets are not wonderful right now in those areas, and we've got the whole town to go through to do all of this.
Yeah.
But they're looking at it as it's a public health issue, and it's something that needs to be addressed, and they want it addressed in a timely fashion. I know, it's horrible. I drive them just to kind of make sure that, what do they feel like? And we've been on to them, and to help combat that in phase 2 as we get going on that, we're having them fill with cold mix, not just with sand and gravel back up to the road base up there. So hopefully phase 2 will get better with having cold mix in there as opposed to just having them keep it filled with gravel. Lessons that we're learning from our first phase that, as time goes on, we'll try to handle differently in the future.
And at least in the West End, do you foresee that being done by this fall?
Yes, because phase 1 was a year-long project. So by October, that Watson, they should be off-site completely.
Okay.
So yes, so they will finish the work that they have done. Their area was from Forest Street up to Paul Richards right there, and then over to Fremont Street. From, and there might have been a couple on 8th to some areas on Canal Street. Some of that, as we all know, with the 2nd Street project coming with the big pipe project, some of those will be done at that point in time too on that end of town.
Okay.
But yes, that particular one should be gone by then. The phase 2 that we're just getting started on, they started on the 20th of July with their potholing. They're here, it's a 2-year contract. And it's pretty much everything from east of Broadway, from Canal, skipping 2nd Street, to Main Street, all the way down to Ash. So, it's a large area.
Yeah.
It's a large area.
Okay.
And, as people have issues and they want, call us. You know, that's the thing. I mean, we have people on staff who can help address those issues. We don't want anybody to, you know, if it's really rutted out bad in front of your house or anything like that, let us know. We'll come. Yep, and we'll talk with the contractor and get it fixed. So.
And I share that too, you know, but city council people are out there
Sure.
and they're the ones that get
Yep.
the brunt of the.
Yep. Yep.
Thank you.
Corey, you said you had 2 ROEs change their mind.
Yeah, they changed their minds. I don't know what the addresses were. I didn't get
Okay.
that much detail.
How many services that needed replaced, you know, we didn't get ROEs for?
So they keep saying they don't have half. So to me, when they say they don't have half, they probably don't have 400 that we needed from that portion of town, or would like to have.
So my assumption is with the delayed ROEs, we can't do the finishing work.
We'll patch the potholes, but we won't replace their line. So we can do the utility side, like if our side needed to be replaced, they can do that work. But they can't, if the customer's line isn't lead on their side, they can replace the utility side. If the customer side is lead and they don't want it done at this time, we can't do our side either. They won't, the funding doesn't cover that. So yes, it would be helpful and really a good thing for the customers who are in the areas for these, you know, we have the funding to do it. Now would be the time to do it, take advantage of, you know, the time frame and being there. And then what we'll do, the talk that we've discussed in our group is that phase 1, phase 2, we'll see what funding we have left from those, then go into a phase 3, and we'll probably have to go back and we'll have to pick up pieces as we go along from the areas that, you know, try to get people to sign up for it.
So what happens when it's lead on both sides, but the customer doesn't want theirs replaced, you know,
We can't do ours,
we can't do it, but then
not with this funding. Yeah, with the funding that is in
Okay.
place, you can't
we
replace.
just document it and move
Right.
on?
Yes,
Okay.
And you keep
That's what I
track and
asked.
You keep track and
documentation of
document.
that address.
because we have to, once a year annually, we have letters, notices that we have to send out to them saying, you know, you have a lead line, please be aware. So, yeah, and we'll do that. I mean, right now, the way it will read, it'll be forever. That, you know, until you get all of the lead out of your system, you will be responsible for doing those notifications.
But we're not gonna re-notificate anybody out here that's not got that done then?
Yes, yeah, we'll go back, we'll try, as time goes on and these phases continue, we'll continue to try to get people to
That's the reason I
participate.
asked you about that.
Mhm.
And that's,
Yep.
was in
If
reference
if they've
to that.
refused, then yes, that's what we will continue to try to work with them.
Okay.
And the reasoning was why?
I don't know what they said as to why they didn't want the work done today, but we had
I just
two,
don't care.
we had 2 of them that said, we're not interested now, so they moved on to the next one, so.
In other words, somewhere along the line, somebody's gonna have to do something.
One other
Somewhere down the line,
question.
they're gonna get services discontinued.
When we're talking about paving the roads, is that like a full pave of the full road, or are they just paving the
It's
holes?
the pothole
Just
patching.
pothole.
Okay, so anyone who does not do it is basically going to be stuck with a pothole until.
Well, they'll finish that part. They're not gonna go through and just leave open holes like that.
Right.
We'll put that back, cause the potholing is covered. The
Okay.
loan, the potholing, we can investigate and we can do that.
But if
and
it
that's
has to be
covered.
reopened later because they refused an ROE, that's gonna end up.
Being more money
Mhm.
down the road.
Full paving is not covered though.
Right, that's what I was
Yes.
trying to clarify. Basically, if someone's not doing an ROE, is it gonna stop an entire block from getting paved or? And
No,
We're
they'll,
not
they'll,
gonna
they'll
paint
patch
all
the
of it.
potholes and anything that we do for the lines that they're trying to disturb as little as possible, but
But you won't have to go back and dig up the pothole again because
we know what the
they're
material
done.
is. Yes.
Right.
They're just gonna have to go from meter to home, which will all be in there.
Right.
Yeah.
yard.
The materials have been identified, it's just a matter of, you know, replacing the line at that point.
So when the funding dries up
Yes, ma'am.
and we go back and we're at a point where they have to, or their service is disconnected, what's the estimated cost of that to?
Like right now, like if you're gonna talk today's dollars, like to get a customer a line put in, probably I'd say between $3,000 and $4,000 for the customer side. To hire a plumber to do the work.
the customer pays that then.
Yes.
At that, at some point in time, it could be that way.
It would in the future.
Yes,
If they don't do it
there's-
now while it's offered free.
And different communities have been handling that different ways. Dustin mentioned about, maybe they're shut off. I don't know where we're gonna go, but we'll have to do something at some point would be that's our thought.
At some point in time, just say, these people that decline to have it done, 10 years goes by and they have small children. So now the small children are teenagers. And they come down with lead poisoning. Do you have a record of,
Attempting to get them to change their line.
well, you'll have record that they declined. That house and that property was declined, and it does in fact have lead lines. You have record of that. So also, does that go along with the property so that if they sell, someone knows
And that's,
that property does not have new lines in there, they have the old lead lines.
I mean, I guess you could potentially record a statement indicating that the property has lead line services, or the property owner declined to upgrade the system which year, and put that on there, and yeah, potentially you could do that.
Well, I would imagine our intent at some point is going to be to say, if you have not complied with this, your service is going to be disconnected until it is brought up to code, because it's not our regulation, it's EPA, but you don't have a choice. And so at some point,
Wouldn't be code
That-
because it's federal.
well, not up to code, but to meet the standards, however you want to phrase it. So at some point, they will not have a choice other than to do it or have utilities disconnected. And once utilities are disconnected, the next property owner wouldn't be able to buy it because it'd already be flagged. So it's going to create big issues for anyone who does not take care of it.
and there is a database, that's part of why we have to keep doing this, the potholing and identifying the state, we have to turn that in, and then there's an active database that you can go in and punch your address in if you live in town, and you can look and it'll tell you, or if you wanted to, let's say you wanted to buy a house in Logansport, and you wanna know, does that address have lead lines? That's part of the requirement of all of this, is making you identify, so that a homeowner can know, or a future homeowner.
We're not gonna open this back up. The deadline was July the 8th, period.
For phase one, yeah, cause that's the only way that he can get moving on getting his replacements done and get the roads that are torn apart to get them
So in
put
other words-
together. For him to get his job done on time, to be out of here by the time his contract is up. By the time Watson's, they've gotta have time to do that work and to plan that work, and so, yeah, so we
In
have,
other words, you're not gonna contact nobody anymore or anything else,
Just in that
right?
phase,
well,
in that phase for now.
For now. But are you gonna open it back up on phase 2 then? Or are you gonna have phase 2?
You just have to wait and see.
if
There's funding.
There should be.
Yeah, I believe that's the way Josh described it before, was that anything that doesn't get done, if there's funding to cover it as the phases move on, that it would be revisited, but that's much more expensive because now you're bringing the contractor to load, unload, redo the job, all that. So that extra funding would drive very quickly, which is why we discussed the shutting off utilities and whatnot until they're in compliance, because at some point that has to be paid for. So. But I don't think any decision's been specifically made on it yet, if that's what you're asking me.
So are they trenching these in, or are they pouring those?
they're attempting to bore as much as possible.
Because if they have to trench it in, they have to go across the sidewalk, do they have to replace the sidewalk as well?
Yes, anything they disturb, they have to put back.
Can get costly. City attorney update.
I don't know, okay. Let's see, that was Mr. Fisher. Anything else, Mr. Fisher?
No, thank you.
And the city attorney, Mr. Kern.
Nothing at this time. All is well. I guess I will add that we submitted a far as like the PFAS litigation and
A what?
the PFAS litigation for the wells and PFAS in the water, the contaminant from DuPont, Tyco, and those matters, 3M. We did submit a secondary claim for one of those, and I got that submitted for the utilities last week. So.
We
Take
got
money
another
when we get
payment
it.
of 29,000.
They're coming in.
Okay, thank you very much. The manager's report?
Well, I gave out June financials. If you have any questions, let me know. And just wanted to update you on the auditors. They have been here the last couple weeks, and I believe they're finished with our side. They're finishing up on the city side. Once that happens, then they'll do the joint closing meeting to tell us what they found. Everything seems to be going fine. So.
And I think it's been shared that we wouldn't have these audits as frequent, but because of the, you know, the loans and grants that we get for utilities, also the aviation folks for those hangars, there were a couple there. Because of those, we get put on the list, so.
Well, we get audited for it anyway. Sometimes they do 2 years, but they're doing 1 year. So it just all depends on their schedule and what they feel is necessary.
'Cause they were here last year.
They usually do 2 years at a time, but doing 1 year at a time is not that big a deal. It's just not waiting a year to see if there was something wrong with the previous year. And that's all I have.
That's all you have? Well, this was a quick meeting. Okay. I need a motion for an adjournment then.
I'll make a motion to adjourn.
I'll second the motion.
Okay. All those in favor? It's unanimous. We are adjourned. Thank you.
Did you sign that sheet?
Corey,
No.
about that.
Yeah,
Hand me
Yep.
one.
There's my email.
cool, thank you. One of those.
Was it the one about reporting fraud?
Yeah.
Okay, yeah, I guess I get it.
It was from, say the word, I got a new phone and I got my emails deleted, and I just wanna see
I know.
if
But it's, oh boy.